What's going on, everybody? Welcome to CS5 Unmasked, bringing you another costume tutorial. Now today we're going to be making Jason from Friday the 13th Part 2 for under $25. Now even though this costume wasn't too hard to actually make, I still had a wonderful time doing it. And I was actually able to accomplish it for under $25. Now I do understand that $25 isn't really a whole lot of money to make a movie accurate costume, but I tried my very best. So sit back and relax and welcome to CS5's Cost Cut Costume Tutorials. Alright, let's look at what we need. Of course we're going to need a sack for Jason's head, a plaid blue and black work shirt, a pair of blue overalls, and some work boots. Alright, let's go ahead and start with the shirt. Now this shirt isn't 100% accurate from the one from the movie, but for $2 at the Goodwill, it'll work just fine. Now it is a little too neat and a little too clean for a Part 2 Jason, so we're going to have to dingy it up a little bit. Go ahead and grab yourself a bucket with 1 gallon of warm water, then get yourself a small bottle of flat black acrylic paint, which I picked up at Walmart for about 50 cents, and a set of latex gloves. I picked these ones up at the dollar store. Go ahead and add the entire bottle of flat black acrylic paint to the water and give it a good mix. Now carefully go ahead and place the shirt inside of the bucket and slowly compress it to the bottom. Now what you want to do is actually mix it very thoroughly so you can assure that every inch of the shirt is completely saturated with the liquid. Now we're going to go ahead and mix the shirt around for approximately 5 minutes, and then we're going to let it soak overnight. Alright, now the shirt is soaking, so let's go ahead and get started on the mask. Now choice of fabric is going to be up to you. I prefer using cotton, but some people like using burlap or even canvas. Again, it's entirely up to you. But if you don't have any access to fabric, an old pillowcase will work just fine. Now the fabric that I'm going to be using today, I actually picked up at Walmart for around $4. Now this is a slightly off-white cotton blend that's going to work well for the mask. Now go ahead and get a section of fabric, about 4 feet or so, and go ahead and fold it in half. Now with the measuring tape, from the top go ahead and measure down approximately 24 to 26 inches and make a small mark. Go ahead and repeat this across the width of the fabric. Now proceed to cut across the marks. Now at the top of the mask, go ahead and measure across 12 to 14 inches. And the middle of the mask, measure across 14 to 16 inches. And for the bottom, approximately 19 to 20. Now these measurements may vary depending on the size of your head, but it's always better to make the mask a little bit bigger because you can always cut it down. Now using your pencil, go ahead and do a little connect the dots, starting with the bottom, working your way to the top. Now when you reach the top of the fabric, go ahead and make the corner just a little bit rounded. You really don't want sharp angles on this. This will provide you the look that you want. Now you're going to need a small sewing kit so you can proceed with the next few steps. I picked this one up at the dollar store. It actually has everything that you're going to be needing. Now using safety pins, I'm going to connect the two sides of the fabric together, working my way around on the inside of the line. Once you have all the safety pins in, proceed to follow the pencil mark to cut out the shape of the mask. Now using needle and thread, proceed to sew the outside edge of the fabric together. Now this is going to be quite tedious and mind-numbing, but just to assure you, it's going to be worth it at the end. Now once the sewing is complete, proceed to remove all of the safety pins. So what you're seeing here is technically the inside of the mask. Proceed to turn it right side in. Now this is going to hide all of the stitching. Go ahead and try the mask on to see how it fits. Once you're satisfied with the way it fits, using a pencil, lightly make a mark on your left eye. Lay the mask out and proceed to cut out an eye hole. Just be really careful when you do this because you pretty much only get one shot to do it right. If you make the eye hole too big, it might look kind of goofy. Or you may end up just ruining the mask, and then you gotta start all over. So take your time and be patient. Alright, we're now gonna put a little bit of grime and dirt around the eye. Using a piece of cardboard, we're gonna put it on the inside of the mask. Because we're going to be using brown acrylic paint and a little bit of water, we don't want it to soak through both sides. So using a small damp rag, use just a little bit of brown acrylic paint. Now the paint I picked up at Walmart for about 50 cents. Now gently dab and rub the diluted paint around the eye hole. Now if you're afraid that you added too much, don't worry. You can just add a little bit of warm water and most of the paint will be removed. Okay, so the mask is pretty much done. So let's go check on the shirt. Now I've had this soaking in this black water solution overnight, so it should look really dingy. Now I'm going to be using an old plastic lid that I had lying around to keep the liquid from getting onto my table. Go ahead and pull the shirt out of the liquid and wring out any excess. Now you can already see a big difference. Now it is wet, so it will look a whole lot darker. We'll go ahead and wait till it dries so we can see the final look. Okay, go ahead and hang the shirt up and let it air dry. Now this is going to continue to drip for a little while, so have something placed underneath to catch any of the black liquid solution as it drips off the shirt. Now I'm just going to use the same plastic lid that I used earlier. It doesn't look too bad. Now if you do want it darker, go ahead and put it back into the liquid and keep checking on it every couple of hours until you get to the desired look that you want. Alright, now let's work on the overalls. Now trying to find a pair of overalls for a reasonable price was a lot harder than I thought. Everywhere I went, each pair of overalls cost more than my actual budget. Now I went to every single thrift store in my local area, but not one place was carrying a set of overalls. So I had to do some thinking. So I went on Facebook's buy sell trade to see if anybody had a pair, and lo and behold, somebody did. Now he was asking 20 bucks, but being as it is buy sell trade, I offered him a mask for the pair of overalls. And fortunately he agreed. He wanted a Freddy vs. Jason mask, the final battle scene, and I was more than happy to oblige. So the mask itself cost me around 6 bucks. And believe you me, these overalls were actually in pretty good condition. And for $6, that's one heck of a deal. So these actually look too nice, so we're gonna have to dirty them up a little bit. Now even though they have red stitching around a lot of the buttonholes, it really doesn't bother me too much. So I decided to actually put some of that black water solution that I used to dingy up the shirt in a spray bottle and then apply it to the overalls. So this is actually working out pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry and see what it looks like. Now for the string that goes around the neck of the mask, I'm just using an old black shoestring. Now I know that's not the exact string that they used in the movie, but I actually had one lying around, so I might as well use it. Alright, now the last thing I'm going to need is actually a dark pair of work boots. Now, fortunately for me, my local thrift stores have an overabundance of work boots, so I was able to pick these ones up for about $4. Now, being as these aren't dark in color, I'm going to go to use some of that diluted black paint and just apply it right to the boot. Now, if you have black shoe polish, that would actually even be better. Alright, those don't look that bad. Now I think we have a costume. Alright, let's add everything up, and as you can plainly see, it is well under $25. Alright, let's go ahead and put everything together and see what we got. Alright, I want to thank everybody for stopping by and checking out the video, and I really hope you guys liked how the Part 2 Jason costume turned out. Alright, if you guys got any suggestions for future costumes you'd like me to do, let me know down below. Alright everybody, this is CS5 signing out, and I hope to see you in the next video.